tomatoes from seeds. But the chickens acting odd brought the narcotic squad to investigate some strange-looking weeds. Well, the DA says she'll go to jail for sure. Was Grandma Clark guilty, was she not? Mid the flora and the fauna, she was growing marijuana. Had her vegetable garden gone to pot? Well, they hauled Grandma Clark off to jail that day. Growing illegal plants, the charges read. You damn bunch of fools, I ain't broken any rules, and I won't plea bargain, she said. Now up in Arkansas, where Laura Clark was raised, there were no doctors to be found. They used pokeweed roots and potions and other homemade lotions to cure most any sickness going round. Well, Laura got arthritis when she turned 82, when a friend down in Mexico said, grow these herbs for your joints, and Laura missed the point, and she rubbed them on her elbows instead. But the DA says she'll go to jail for sure. Was Grandma Clark guilty, was she not? Mid the flora and the fauna, she was growing marijuana. Had her vegetable garden gone to pot? Bum, 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 bum. And that's a true story. I live in Dallas, and it became apparent to me some time ago that there are people in Plano who will not go south of LBJ. Now, I don't know how many of you know where LBJ is. It's 635 that circles the city. Anyway, there are people in East Dallas who won't go north of Loop 12. And so I thought maybe people from these parts of town could meet in a chat room on the internet. And that's how this song was born. I have to make it sound country, even though I normally don't sing country songs, but here we go. Dear, 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 dear. Is that country enough? While surfing on the internet, he met her. He liked her style, she loved his repartee. She sent him email jancc/.com. His bob/.com answered her each day. She wrote, why not come to my house for the evening? We'll send out for pizza, watch a video. He was eager till he found she lived in Plano, and north of Loop 12 he would not go. Oh, it's a sad, sad tale of one city where status draws a line I hate to say. He would not go north of Northwest Highway. She would not go south of LBJ. You can sing that next time it comes around. He pleaded, I must see you, my sweetheart. Let's go out for dinner and take in a play. But she refused when she found out that the restaurant was on McKinney, and that's south of LBJ. Like the ill-fated ones in Shakespeare's story, their future looked bleak forevermore. Their love was doomed to storage on the hard drive, just keystrokes on a screen and nothing more. Well, their user group soon learned of their dilemma. They said, do not worry, love will find a way. So they met in Waxahachie for their courtship, and are married and are living there today. Can you sing with me? It's a sad, sad tale of one city. Oh, it's a sad, sad tale of one city where status draws a line. Status draws a line, I hate to say. He would not go. He would not go north of Northwest Highway. She would not go south of LBJ. Near, 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 near. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Thank you. David, I love your songs. You are something else. When I was working as a secretary, I never really felt comfortable there, but I got a lot of material for songs, and this next song is one that I want to sing for you because I went to my boss one time with an idea. I said, I think we can, and he stopped me right there and said, you're not paid to think, young lady, I'm paid to think. I was furious. He never knew that when I went out to my desk, this is what I was typing. Since Mary stuffed her boss in the paper shredder, her boss hasn't been the same. He's in little bitty pieces in the paper shredder, and he's only got himself to blame. He was a bully and everybody knew it. Boy, this time he really blew it. Now he's at the bottom of the paper shredder. He'll never ever be the same. That's the paper shredder. You do that with me next time, okay? Well, Mary stuffed her boss in the paper shredder. He's not himself today. The only thing left were his Gucci shoes. They wouldn't shred, no way. Mary's boss was a manager X. Only thing mattered was golf and sex. And he's at the bottom of the paper shredder. He's not himself today. Let's shred. You're wonderful. Well, Mary stuffed her boss in the paper shredder. He's all strung out today. But the work goes on just like before, 'cause Mary did it all anyway. The guy was just too dumb to know you're gonna reap just what you sow. Now he's at the bottom of the paper shredder. He's all strung out today. He's gone to glory in the paper shredder, and we all shout, yeah! I was afraid you weren't gonna say that. Thank you. You want to hear a song about Martha Stewart? I guess so. Okay. I've actually written two, because there are two phases of her life, and now she's going into a third, so maybe I'll have a trilogy someday for Martha Stewart. She always gave me an inferiority complex. Martha Stewart, have you got no shame? My life is ruined and you are to blame. I was happily secure with my identity. Now you're the reason I have feelings of inferiority. They say you store your spices alphabetically. I've had it up to here, my dear, with you. You're a home economics dynamo. How you fold those napkin swans, I don't know. Do your employees think you're as sweet as apple pies? Or do they think their boss is Leona Helmsley in disguise? They say you flog the gardener just for exercise. I've had it up to here, my dear, with you. Now Martha is a lady with superhuman skills. Fix the plumbing, build the barn, or change a tire. All night she's sewing table linens, butchering a pig, then has a dozen friends for breakfast by the fire. When Martha needs glasses, she grinds her own lens. She dips her cats in gold just for fun. I'm amazed when I think of her vast empire. She started with one little glue gun. Oh, Martha Stewart, please give me a break. Just for once have a flop when you bake a cake. Your creations are impossible and they're anything but cheap. And who the heck has time to keep a compost heap? Your neighbors wish you'd take a running jump off Lover's Leap. They've had it up to here, my dear, with you. Now, women of the world, we must unite. Get her off the web, out of Kmart, out of sight. Send her off to Africa, Australia, or Nepal. She can decoupage the Sphinx or redo the Taj Mahal. But keep her out of Wall Street, she'll try to take it all. 'Cause we've had it up to here, my dear, with you. Now Martha's in the slammer, I declare. There've been changes in the slammer since she's there. Geraniums and daisies fill the toilet bowls and sink. And the curtains on the windows are the nicest shade of pink. The duvets on the beds are real goose down, I think. Since Martha's in the slammer, I declare. Oh, Martha's in the slammer, oh alas. The amenities in prison are now first class. The uniforms are designed by Ralph Lauren and Bill Blass. And the prison yard has cherry trees and the greenest sculptured grass. The menu in the mess hall includes pheasant under glass. Since Martha's in the slammer, I declare. Prison's not the same since she's been there. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That would be very, very appreciative right now. Yeah. I woke up with this terrible sore throat, but I just couldn't cancel out on a gig. I never have. So I'll do the best I can. Okay. I have lots of songs about the medical profession. I know one time I had surgery and I really didn't need that surgery and I was pissed off at that doctor. So I wrote to the hospital. Nobody answered my letter, but I wrote this song and I've been singing it for years. And so at least I got the song out of it. It's called "It's So Nice to Have a Live One on the Table." About all these doctors who wouldn't operate all the time. They make lots of money. The medical profession is a noble one, we're told. But every now and then a weirdo creeps into the fold. So when you pick a surgeon, here's a word unto the wise. Make sure you haven't chosen Jack the Ripper in disguise. Oh, Charlie is a surgeon, has a sign upon his door. Once you're in his clutches, heaven knows just what's in store. Think of all the many ways to channel aggression nowadays. Nice to have a live one on the table. When Charlie was a kid in school, he had a high IQ. He loved to capture birds and frogs and cut them half in two. The handwriting was on the wall. He went to med school in the fall. Nice to have a live one on the table. Doodly 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 doo. Then he studied surgery. He learned to cut and carve. Once he got the hang of it, he knew he'd never starve. Now he owns a bank or two and drives a BMW. Nice to have a live one on the table. One patient was referred to him one day. She complained of rheumatism in her knee. Charlie's eyes began to roll. Get the sodium pentothal. You got to have a hysterectomy. Diplomas and certificates adorn his office wall. Nurses bow and scrape when Charlie swaggers down the hall. And whenever he's in doubt, he takes someone's gallbladder out. Nice to have a live one on the table. So pass him the scalpel. Katie, bar the door. There's a body on the table and there's 7 on the floor. Call it work, call it glee, call it psychotherapy. Nice to have a live one on. I sure hope you survive one on. Nice to have a live one on the table. Let's scrub. Have any of you out there been on cruises ever? All the cruise people, raise your hand. I think a few have. Well, you'll certainly relate to this song if you've ever been on a cruise. It's time to eat again. We're on a cruise, it's time to eat again. We're chowing down on the ocean with our friends. Soon it will be time to eat again. Now that's going to come around a few times. I'm expecting you to jump in there, okay? Now it's bingo. 500 people playing bingo. In the main lounge on the ocean with their friends. I can't believe it's time to eat again. Now it's breakfast. We had mimosas, eggs Benedict, and sausage. We had fried ham. We had Danish rolls, fruit plate, and bagels with cream cheese. Now it's snack time. Around the pool, it's always snack time. Margaritas and some nachos with our friends. When the reggae music ends, onto the smorgasbord. My rear is spreading, and to weigh myself I'm dreading. I'm on the treadmill on the ocean with my friends until we hear it's time to eat again. We had dinner. We had vichyssoise, escargot, and a salad. We had fried ham. We had roast beef and green beans almondine. Where's the Nordic track machine? We're in the casino. We're losing money in the casino. just about the time our luck is due to change. Would you believe it's time to eat again? There are the newlyweds, they are really going at it in their stateroom, just about to score when there's knocking at the door. Come to the midnight buffet with ice sculptures. We're back at home now. We can't wear our clothes at home now. We're all meeting at Weight Watchers with our friends till the next cruise when it's time to eat again. Thank you. Well, what else should I do for you guys? Okay, I'm going to do my world music. This is world music. Here are songs that have a lot of words in them that don't mean anything whatsoever, but they're two recognizable tunes. This is a French song. Pâté, escargot, soupe du jour, café au lait, coiffure, je vous en formidable. Parlez-vous Marcel Marceau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Les Fleurs, Les Misérables, gendarme, agent provocateur, eau des toilettes, voyeur, s'il vous plaît, déjà vu, déjà vu. Croissant, bidet, ménage à trois, la Marseillaise, quiche Lorraine, Mardi Gras. Bon voyage, Jacques Cousteau, filet mignon, Merlot, Brigitte Bardot. Well, you want to hear the Spanish one? I've got a Spanish one and a German one and an Italian one and a Yiddish one. But I'm only going to sing two of them today because we don't have time. And I'm leaving tomorrow on 3 weeks in Italy, and I hope I'm well enough to get on the plane. Oh, my God. Anyway, this one has a sing-along chorus, and you'll be amazed how quickly you're going to catch on to it. Okay? Okay, here we go. Viva Zapata, la cucaracha, cerveza y Ricky Ricardo. Hasta la vista, sombreros, marijuana y huevos rancheros. Ay, 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 chili con queso. Mi casa, su casa, vamos, que pasa, feliz Navidad el Toro. Next time you'll be amazed, you'll be able to sing that. Vaya con Dios, porque tequila, Antonio Banderos, mañana. Chalupa y Pancho Villa, guacamole, ole, sopapilla. Everybody. Ay, 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 chili, chili con queso. Mi casa, su casa, vamos, que pasa, feliz Navidad el Toro. You're just doing great. And you don't know what the hell you're singing, do you? Well, neither do I. Arriba, arriba, Carmen Miranda, por favor, buenos dias. Pina colada, la bamba, taco bueno, ole, ay, caramba, last time. Ay, 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 chili con queso. Mi casa, su casa, vamos, que pasa, feliz Navidad el Toro. You were wonderful. You were great. I'll tell you, I will. You want me to do the German one? Because it's German words are funny anyway, see? And they're funny in this song. So here we go. Ach, du lieber Volkswagen, Beethoven, Lederhosen. Ach, du lieber Kindergarten, Wiener Schnitzel, Schmalz. Ich liebe dich, auf Wiedersehen, Einstein und Dankeschön. Ach, du lieber Volkswagen, Fräulein kaputt. Ach, du lieber lieber Tannenbaum, Dummkopf, Gotterdammerung, ach, du lieber Tannenbaum und Werner von Braun. Donner und Blitzen, Gesundheit und Schnitzen, ach, du lieber Tannenbaum, Siegfried und Roy. Ach, du lieber Stuttgart, Brunhilde, Glockenspiel, ach, du lieber Stuttgart, die Fledermaus, Achtung. Edelweiss, Sauerbraten, Boston-Halter, keep from flopping. Ach, du lieber Stuttgart, bei mir bist du schön. I'm having so much fun with my world music. Okay, here's one I dashed off last week because, you know, the Queen's having her problems because Charles is marrying Camilla. So anyway, I've written this song. Keep on. I want to thank you, Dan, for inviting me at this lovely festival. It's so pretty out here. I'm just delighted to be here. I wish my band were with me, but okay. This is like paradise out here. Okay. I'm not going to the wedding, even though the bells are gonna chime. Charles looking grumpy, Camilla looking frumpy, getting to the church on time. They're getting married in the springtime. Ding dong, the Queen will not be there. I'll be at the palace, please don't think me callous, but breaking with tradition I can't bear. Why should the royals have any fears? They've been shacking up in secret all these years. Why, I'm not Charles and Camilla at the altar, tying the long-awaited knot. I'll gladly be missing their passionate kissing, for Romeo and Juliet they're not. Why should the royals have any fears? They've been shacking up in secret all these years. So I won't be going to the wedding, even though the bells are gonna chime. Don't try to stop her, it wouldn't be proper. Just get them to the church. She's waiting in the lurch. For God's sakes, get them to the church on time. A little bit of topical material there. Okay. I'm going back to the medical profession with a song called The Mammogram. Yeah, it's not so bad. I have one called Back in the Stirrups again. See, it makes a pair of songs. And I remember I was being interviewed on Alex Burton's show. He had a show one time, a radio show called America USA or Texas USA. So he was asking me about my songs, and I sang a couple of them. So he said, "What is your newest song?" Well, I said, "The newest song is Back in the Stirrups again, but I don't think you want me to sing that on the radio." "Oh," he said, "sing it." So I sang it. Well, the telephone was ringing like crazy. I sold lots of tapes that night. I mean, really. And so I thought, well, if I could get on his show about once a month, I could do really well, because that went out to Arizona and Florida and every place. Well, so I called in the next morning. I said, "I want to talk to Alex," and they said he doesn't work here anymore. He was going to quit anyway, he said. So anyway, here goes the song about the mammogram. It never gets easier, girls, does it? The day that I turned 50, my doctor said to me, "I'm sending you down to the X-ray lab for some radiology. It's a simple little mammogram you'll have to have each year to catch those nasty lumps and clumps should any lumps appear." Well, the lab technician seemed to be a pleasant kind of gal. The way she grabbed my helpless boob, I knew she was no pal. She put it between two plastic plates and tightened up the vise. Said, "Now don't you move or breathe, or we'll have to do this twice." Oh, we've got to bite the bullet as the metal vise goes wham. What once was round and fully packed is now flat as a pancake. Ooh, ouch, ooh. It must have been a man like Count Assad the torturer who invented the mammogram. She sure got my attention as she pushed my shoulder in. I was twisted like a pretzel from my waist up to my chin. Now I'm not a vulgar woman, I'm a lady through and through. I was using F words that I didn't know I knew. Well, I stood up on tippy toes, my body racked with pain. My skin was stretched beyond belief, this test is inhumane. Then she punched a button, said now that is done. Grab my unsuspecting boob, now we'll do the other one. Oh, we've got to bite the bullet as the metal vise goes wham. What once was round and fully packed is now flat as a pancake. Ooh, ouch, ooh, it must have been a man like Count Assad the torturer who invented the mammogram. Okay, here's one you can sing with me. And there's a little history to this next song. It's called the Kugelsberg Bank. This song has gone all around the world, I've found out. I wrote it in 1966. But there was a little town in Texas called Pflugerville. And one time I read in the paper about this bank in Pflugerville where this lady who had worked there many years and had, you know, a model member of the community and white-haired, lovely lady, she absconded with the money from the bank. So it just sounded like something a ballad should be written about. But, you know, it's hard to sing Pflugerville. Any song that begins with a PF is kind of unsingable. So I changed it to Kugelsberg. Anyway, I was in Ireland singing in a festival a couple years ago, and I met Tommy Sands there. And I sang my Kugelsberg Bank because it's to an Irish tune. And he came up to me, he said, I can't believe you're the woman that wrote that song. I have been singing it for 10 years. And he was very happy, you know, to meet me. And I couldn't believe that my song, and he said he got it from a lady in Sydney, Australia. But that's what happens to folk music. You know, it moves around and gets sung, and nobody really knows at that point who wrote it. But anyway, that's the history of my song, and here we go. I'm going to teach you your part first, okay? She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. Can you do that? She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. But the FBI's hot on her trail tonight. But the FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank. And the loot from the Kugelsberg National Bank. I think you can do that next time. Okay. There's a little old lady who lives up the street. Her house is so tidy, her house is so neat. You can't imagine, though hard you might try, what this little old lady was doing on the sly. Are you ready? She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsberg National Bank. Well, the Kugelsberg Bank held an audit today, and I mean to tell you there was all hell to pay. She'd filched all the money in tiny amounts from 143 dormant accounts. She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsberg National Bank. I don't know if you're singing or not. Are you guys singing? Sure you are. Well, she gave to the church, no thoughts were higher. Her voice like an angel's rang out from the choir. But from her picture window there glows no more light, 'cause she's dining in Rio de Janeiro tonight. She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. But the FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsberg National Bank. You were good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I've come to the end of my little set here. And, oh, you don't want me to sing Back in the Stirrups. Really? Well, my songs are from life, and God knows every woman that's ever had that test knows it never gets any easier either. Yeah, I'll sing that one. And then I will sing it. What the heck? A lot of women out there. You guys will just have to endure it. Okay. Being born a woman has its pros and cons, but I'm proud that I'm a she and not a he. Except for once a year, there's a ritual I fear that I approach with something less than glee, as I am back in the stirrups again. Time for that old pap smear again. How can I be debonair with my legs up in the air when I'm back in the stirrups again? But the nurse is as nice as she can be. She's a woman too, and she's all sympathy. She remembers her own tests, mammograms, and all the rest. I know she hates them just as much as me. Whoopee-tie-I-O, no one wants to go back in the stirrups again. Whoopee-tie-I-E, that's gynecology, to be back in the stirrups again. And here comes the doctor dressed in white, with a weird-looking stainless steel pipe. Where that pipe will go, Lordy, I don't want to know. If they told me, I just might die of fright. So I grit my teeth and then I squint my eyes. I moan and I groan and agonize. But the biggest trauma still is when I get the bill, which proves that it pays to specialize. Now we suffer quite a few indignities, and we cope with most of them with ease. But the one I really dread, I'd rather plow the farm instead than be back in the stirrups. I said back in the stirrups, to be back in the stirrups again. Thank you. Oh, dear, dear. I was raised in a Catholic school, and Sister Claire Letitia said, Miss Reiser will never make a lady out of you, and I don't think they ever did. But anyway, here's my last song. A friend of mine at Richland College gave me this story. She said, Lou, this is a great story, and I think if anybody can make a song out of it, you can. So I did my very best, and this is a true story. She swears that it is, and it's a great story, and it's called The Zipper. By the way, I did bring some CDs with me, and I have some flyers with order blanks on the back. And over under this tree, I'll be here for a few minutes before I head back to Dallas and take care of my throat. Anyway, it's been fun. Thank you for inviting me, and I'll sing you my song about the zipper. It was 8:45, and Daphne was dressing for the PTA meeting at 10. She put on her dress and was zipping the zipper, the kind in the back, and then the zipper got stuck, and she called for her husband. Come help, I don't want to be late. He rushed to her side and started pulling the zipper, but it was hopelessly stuck. He said, wait. So John brought the pliers, and he tugged and he pulled, but the zipper was out of its groove. He pulled from the outside, he pulled from within, not an inch would that zipper move. Now the nearness of Daphne in this strange situation made him feel the soft flow of her curves. He started caressing his wife's lovely body. There's no time for this, were her words. Well, the more that he tugged and the more that he pulled just increased his erotic desires. He was breathing quite heavily just about then. The zipper gave way to the pliers. So she finished dressing with John still clinging. His passion was out of control. Just about then, the clock struck 10 when Daphne broke loose from his hold. Well, now I know I'll be late for the PTA meeting. I'll never forgive you, she said. Got into her car and drove off down the highway, vowing revenge as she sped. So Daphne went to the meeting, and she came home. When Daphne got home, there in the driveway was John working under his Jaguar. She thought to herself, here's a way to get even, and she reached for him under the car. She grabbed his pants and she pulled at the zipper, up and down and every which way. There was moaning and sighing from under the car. She thought, ha, turnabout is fair play. So she went down the driveway and into the kitchen and was struck by a horrible thought. There sat her husband drinking his coffee, and she fainted right there on the spot. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Can I pull this without making a noise? I won't do it.
Probably not. Lou Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen. I told you. Isn't she great? Lou, where will you be performing?
We are doing a benefit for the National Women's Book Association in Dallas at the East Dallas Presbyterian Church. No, East Dallas Christian Church. It's at Peak and Junius in Dallas on April the 30th. And that's what we're doing next. And then I'm off to Arizona for a folk festival out there. Anyway, bye.
After Italy.
After Italy, yeah.
Great, thanks. Another hand for Lou. We've got a little bit of a break. We're going to take a little time and get arranged. And we're going to start cranking it up for the evening. People that are playing brought people, so there are just, I think, bands just about from